All right, guys, so today we're gonna be talking about BlueChew, what it is, and if it's actually dangerous. Now, BlueChew is marketed as a discreet, safe way to improve your performance in the bedroom. It's gaining a lot of popularity right now, especially on social media, but is it the magic pill that everybody is making it out to be? In today's video, I'm gonna go over everything that you guys need to know about the side effects and some of the dangerous things that come along with taking BlueChew. Stick around to the end of the video because the last thing about using BlueChew I'm gonna tell you guys about, I haven't heard anybody talk about, but I would really hate for it to happen to you. So if you guys wanna make sure you can avoid this, stick around to the end of the video. So if you guys are unfamiliar with BlueChew, BlueChew is literally just a brand of a little tiny blue mitt that you take that will either be Viagra, Cialis, or another form of Levitra. Basically, in layman's terms, these are all ED pills or sexual enhancement pills to help you as a male be able to get it up in the bedroom. Now, it's not used exclusively for that. If you guys have seen some of the other videos on my channel, I'll link them down below, but I have a full video reviewing BlueChew. But basically, some of the benefits that you can get from it and that men experience is things like increasing your libido, actually growing your size down there to make it longer, lengthier, girthier. It helps in the bedroom with giving you energy, stamina, and just overall aiding erectile function. The mechanism of action of how BlueChew works is that it has a nitric oxide effect. Basically, it's gonna open up your blood vessels in your body to just help it where blood flows through your system better. And of course, it's gonna help blood flow better down there to, again, just make you your hardest, your lengthiest, your girthiest, the most powerful you can be down there. I think why BlueChew is so popular right now, especially among young men, like for example, I'm 25, and of course somebody like me doesn't have to take BlueChew. Now, I'm not gonna cap because a lot of men will, especially in my other videos, will be like, oh, you're so young, you don't need it at all. And a lot of guys will cap like they never had problems getting it up before. You don't have to have things like ED, like erectile dysfunction, or even some type of condition to need help downstairs in the bedroom sometimes, or to even just want that extra boost. I know, like anybody, sometimes as men, especially if you're with like a new girl, somebody you've never been with before, you can have performance anxiety to where you just like the person so much, you kind of get nervous and you just don't get it up down there because you're just kind of worried about it. But in that situation, I pray that never happens to you, because especially if you're with a new girl and you don't get it up in the bedroom the first time, she'll be nice about it, like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. But I promise you, you're gonna be sent to the group chat, they're gonna roast you, and you'll probably never see her again. So that's a pain that I've experienced in the past, and I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. That's where BlueChew comes in, just to kind of help guys to make sure in certain situations and scenarios that you don't have that happen to you. It does come with some potential risk, guys. And the first thing is, the first kind of hidden danger of using BlueChew are the physical health risk. Now with BlueChew, whether you're using the Viagra version, the Cialis version, any of them, it can lower your blood pressure. So if you're somebody who has like heart problems, if you're diabetic, or if you have any medical health condition, which is making it where you can't, basically get erect and get it up in the bedroom, then you wanna leave BlueChew off the table, honestly. Don't risk it, guys, because if you are one of these people, it does have interactions and this could be potentially pretty dangerous for you. Some other possible side effects that some men report while taking BlueChew are things like dizziness, headaches, blurred vision, and even sinus congestion. So me personally, guys, I have in the past when using BlueChew, I have experienced the sinus congestion side effect. So basically my nose just got really stuffy and it made it hard for me to breathe. And I have had the headache in the past. I never experienced dizziness or blurred vision. That does sound pretty worrisome. So if you are somebody who maybe is prone to that, or if this has happened to you from using BlueChew, I wouldn't advise you keep using it. But for the sinus congestion and for the headaches, it is just like a side effect from using something like BlueChew, because Viagra, Cialis, they're all blood vasodilators. So basically, like, the blood flow does increase in your body, but that can lead to things like having a headache. So the best way to counteract this, guys, is actually to make sure that you're just very hydrated. Drink a lot of water before using BlueChew, during, and even afterwards, so you can sidestep some of these effects. I've noticed that when I was very well hydrated, I didn't experience them. The next hidden dangers, and this is something that I preach about anybody who comes to me who needs help in the bedroom, I always tell them you have to be careful of the psychological risks. So you don't want to become dependent on BlueChew. Now, I'm not saying that your body gets physically dependent on BlueChew, but you want to make sure that you're not getting psychologically dependent on it. So you don't want to be using BlueChew every time that you're having sex, guys. You don't want to let it be be basically your sole point of confidence in the bedroom. Because what happens if you don't have a BlueChew around and you have sex? Then you're gonna be getting in your head a lot. You're gonna be thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it up without it. And you kind of diminish your natural performance without it in this scenario. So again, guys, every time that you guys are having sex, don't use BlueChew. Now, every now and then, I recommend using BlueChew for like special occasions. So like basically if you have a girlfriend, things like Valentine's Day, which is coming up, or anniversaries and stuff, so you can really like lay it down and like perform well in the bedroom. Or I also recommend it if it's like your first time with a girl and maybe you are somebody who can experience performance anxiety, then at least having a BlueChew around, you'll know, okay, that first time I'm gonna be putting it down, putting work, and then afterwards, you won't have to worry about it as much. But just make sure you're not creating a problem by becoming overly dependent on BlueChew. Don't misuse it, guys. Now, since you guys stuck around, I'm gonna let you guys know this last hidden danger, which I don't hear anybody talking about online, but in the Viagra form of BlueChew actually kills a chemical in your body called PDE5. PDE5 is basically responsible for allowing the blood flow to leave down there when you're finished. So basically, after you bust, after you finish, basically all the blood leaves from down there so you can basically go back soft again. Well, Viagra actually removes this chemical from your body for a little bit. The issue is if it removes PDE5 a little bit too good, you can actually remain erect down there for 4 hours sometimes, which can be very uncomfortable. I don't know if you guys have ever, popped a BlueChew before, or Viagra or something of the same thing, but basically sometimes if you stay hard and you can't go back down, even if you bust, you finish with the girl, everything, it can be very uncomfortable. Now, in the same vein, even sometimes people have reported that by using the sildenafil form of BlueChew, the Viagra form of it, it's like you can't even come to the point of climax. So basically, you're in there, I'm not trying to be X-rated, guys, but you're doing it, but you can't come to the point where you bust, which is also very uncomfortable, guys. So just something that you need to watch out for. Again, I haven't experienced it from using BlueChew's form of Viagra. I have had friends in the past told me like, hey, I popped a blue pill, and basically no matter what I did, no matter how long I was going, basically I was going for an hour, 2 hours, like to the point where like I just couldn't unget hard. Like I couldn't have it go back down and get soft. You don't want that to happen because it can be very uncomfortable, guys. So basically, guys, don't ignore the risk of using sexual enhancers like BlueChew. You want to make sure you're knowledgeable on these things. It's good that you're watching a video like this, but I've seen some people misuse it just because of how easy it is to get BlueChew. Sometimes people think that it's harmless and that, oh, I can just take as many as I want, or let me just take it every time before I have sex. And again, guys, especially if you are younger, but really whatever age you are, you don't want to misuse this. A lot of times society normalizes sexual enhancers like Viagra and things of the such without considering long-term consequences. And at the end of the day, this is your body, guys. So you want to be very careful with it. I get it. You guys want to be able to perform really well in the bedroom. That's why I initially tried BlueChew myself, but don't feel pressure, guys. Don't act reckless just because you want to perform really well in the bedroom. What you should do instead is just make sure that you guys do the basics. Make sure you're working out in the gym, you have a good diet. That way you only have to use BlueChew, or not have to, but you only pull out BlueChew in certain instances when you just really want to perform well and lay it down. Comment down below, guys. Are you guys thinking about trying BlueChew? Have you used it already? I'd like to hear you guys' experience in the comment section. I know a lot of times topics like this are pretty taboo in the men's community, but these are things that shouldn't be weird to talk about. If you guys like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications because I do post videos like this every single day. And if you guys want a full breakdown about BlueChew in depth and how it works specifically and all the mechanisms of action, check out this video I have over here next. I love you guys, and I'll speak with you very soon. I'll see you tomorrow.